We got some NHL updates. We got some Anaheim Duck updates. Let's get right into it, okay? All right, hey, let's jump right into this. Welcome back to Ducks Hockey and More. And if you're tuning in for the first time, hey, thanks. Thanks for checking us out. So, hey, look, we're going to jump into some NHL news, quick update, and then I'll talk Anaheim Ducks towards the end, so stick around for that. Some quick NHL news updates I wanted to real quick touch on. I'm a big trade rumor guy, and I love it when it gets to this time of the year when players start to move and change teams. It's always very interesting and a little nerve-wracking too. But at the same time, it's fun, and it's fun to talk about it. So not really talking too much about that, but I wanted to talk about Patrick Kane because I've talked about him a lot in the past as he's going to be moved by the deadline by the Chicago Blackhawks. Well, he just got put on injured reserve. So Patrick Kane is injured. I think they retroactive the injury to January 3rd, if I remember correctly. So, hey, look, that's not going to hurt his trade chances and stuff like that come deadline. He'll be back on the ice. We still got about a month and a half to go until that deadline. A little bit longer than that. But either way, March is when we're going to see that deadline come around. And he's got time to get back healthy, get on the ice. And then other teams, will come a-calling to Chicago for Patrick Kane. Mark Stone of the Vegas Golden Knights. Mark Stone's also week to week. He's got an injury as well, upper body injury. He's actually the second on the Vegas Golden Knights team with 38 points. So that's a big hit for Vegas, who's doing well. They just recently got caught by the LA Kings for first place in the Pacific, but having Stone injured is not going to help them stay, consistently up there. It's going to hurt. So hopefully they have enough depth on their team to continue to roll. Well, we'll see. But Mark Stone's out for Vegas for a couple weeks. A couple interesting things. Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's only 1 point away from the infamous Teemu Selanne, the Finnish Flash, the most famous Anaheim Duck, in my opinion. He's 1 point away from tying Teemu Selanne for total points, all NHL all-time points. So Teemu Selanne's way up there, obviously, but Sidney Crosby is about to pass him. He's only 1 point away. It's interesting. They're playing the Jets tonight. They might even be playing right now as I film this. I got to go look, but he could pass Selanne in point total against the Winnipeg Jets. That would be interesting, right? Selanne's draft team, the team he played for in the beginning of his career. So, but interesting. I mean, Crosby's one of those players where, yeah, of course he's going to pass Selanne. He's an elite player. Doesn't surprise me one bit. It doesn't surprise me one bit. So good for Crosby. Another interesting note. Robbie Fabry of the Detroit Red Wings. This guy's had 3 ACL surgeries. He just came back from one 4 games ago. And he has made a huge impact on this team right off the start. He's got 3 goals in 4 games, 3 straight actually, 3 games in a row he's scored goals. I mean, Detroit's on a winning streak right now too. They beat Toronto, the Winnipeg Jets even. So some top teams in the NHL, and Detroit's winning those games. So, for a team that's kind of hanging out, not thinking they're going to make the playoffs, if they start winning some games here in the second half of the season, like they have been lately, we might see the Detroit Red Wings sneak into the playoffs this year. Wouldn't that be crazy? But anyways, Robbie Fabry's back, and he's making an impact right off the bat. So good for him. Another quick note. This has to do with Anaheim Ducks defenseman John Klingberg. Klingberg, now that his contract included no move clause, now it's a modified no trade clause. So basically what that means is now that it's the new year, John Klingberg can be moved, but he determines who he'll go to. In other words, what's happened recently is he submitted his list of teams that he'd like to be traded to. If the Anaheim Ducks are going to pull the trigger and trade him, here's his list. So he put in a 10-team trade list. It's not a no-trade team list where he said, I don't want to go to these 10 teams. It's a 10-team trade list. These are the 10 teams that he wants to go to. So Anaheim, we'll see. A team may inquire about him that's not on that list, and then they're going to have to work out the details and see if he's willing to waive that and whatnot. But if they get an offer from one of these 10 teams that he's got on his list, and it's good and it's what they're looking for, boom, he's out. So kind of exciting. Things are starting to heat up for Anaheim. We knew John Klingberg was probably going to get moved before the deadline, and we're going to get some. I'm hoping at least for a first rounder for John. That's what I'd really like to see, a first round pick. I don't care about anything else. I just want a first round pick for John. The more assets and prospects we can stockpile in our system, okay, just makes us that much better in the future, which is what we're trying to do as an Anaheim Ducks team, right? So anyways, interesting news there, John Klingberg. So, hey, that's all I got for you right there. I wanted to talk real quick at the end here. Thanks for sticking around, by the way. Subscribe, comment below, smash the like button, let's blow up this channel. Ducks hockey and more. Ducks take on the New Jersey Devils tonight at Honda Center. Ducks have been at home for 10 games straight, okay? A record 10 games straight for the Anaheim Ducks. This is their last game of that 10-game homestand, and it's against the New Jersey Devils. Of all the teams, the New Jersey Devils, who are doing very well and just kind of rolling along. So, again, we've gotten our ass wiped by the teams we've played the last couple times. Edmonton wiped their butt with us. Boston wiped their ass with us. Look to the New Jersey Devils to try to do the same thing, and they are very capable of doing that. Also look, though, for this Anaheim team to not be embarrassed and not get wiped by the other team's ass. Look, players don't like to be beat. They don't like the feeling that this is, losing. Let's just put it blatantly out there. So, as fans, we watch it and we get pissed and we yell and we scream, and I do it all the time, and I make my comments, and I don't like what I see either, because I believe that this team is way better than what we're seeing out there on the ice. This comes down to coaching, okay? I put a list together just real quick. No structure. D-zone, O-zone. There's no structure on this team. No D. We have no D. The only defense we have is on the penalty kill. We're starting to do better on the penalty kill, blocking shots and putting more pressure on that power play unit on the opposing team. But overall, you go back to our power play, and you go 5-on-5, and it's like we're a bunch of clowns. Just a bunch of clowns. They don't know what they're doing out there. The structure's just not there. These players aren't new and retarded, guys. You have to understand. They're just not coached. They have no coach. Anyways, no good shots on net. Okay, the shots we're getting are pretty dismal, really, and they're easy for the other goalie, the opposing goalie, to make saves on. Every once in a while, we'll get a good opportunity, but a lot of times we're just not burying those opportunities. A good example of that is last game against Edmonton. Kevin Shattenkirk. Now, he's a defenseman, okay, but Kevin Shattenkirk had a one-on-one breakaway, and he missed, and he didn't score. He came close. But you got to bury those. You get that kind of opportunity, you got to score, especially when you're down. Got to score. I watched that and I thought, oh my God, here we go. Let's get this goal. And he met, and it went over the net. I think the goalie made a save on the crook of his arm there. Anyways, long story short, that kind of summed up the season for me. I was like, the Connor McDavid move on Zegras and how he smoked him and scored. And then Shattenkirk missing on a breakaway. I mean, I was just like, this is just and the only goals we got in that game, by the way, this is against the Edmonton Oilers, were by Carrick and Benoit. Okay, two guys that you would not expect to score. They're not out there to go get points. It's nice to see them scoring, but our top guys, it's like, what happened to you guys? What happened? There's no consistency with this team. It's freaking annoying. They're allowing a ton of shots. I forget what the number was against Edmonton, but it was some outrageous number, 50-something shots on net. I mean, give me a break. I mean, you can't expect John Gibson to nobody can put any blame on our goaltenders, okay? It's all the guys playing in front of them. It's horrible. It's pathetic is what it is. Listen, it's embarrassing. I've said it a million times. I'm a broken record. Dallas Eakins is a moron. Okay, he should be coaching high school hockey. Okay, Deal with the high school kids, okay? Don't mess around with the big boys. I'm so tired of seeing that jackass behind the bench. It's just driving me nuts. Driving me nuts. Fire him, okay? I hear people talking about, oh, well, they just don't want to pay him to finish out the year and have somebody else behind the bench. I don't give a shit. We have so much money and cap space. Fire him. Please stop the bleeding. That or leave him in there and we'll continue to look like a bunch of ding-dongs. And, maybe we'll tank for Connor Bedard and get, here's the thing though. You can tank for Bedard, but if we don't come in dead last in the NHL standings, I mean dead absolute last, okay, our chances aren't as good. A higher percentage for the dead last team. So right now the Chicago Blackhawks are the number front runner to get Connor Bedard. And then you've got Columbus and I think us. Okay, Columbus and us are right there. And above us, then it turns into the San Jose, Arizona, and all that. So we're in a good spot. Look, it doesn't matter. Connor Bedard is going to go to knowing the Ducks' history in the draft. Okay, we draft really well, but we've never had a true number one draft pick, first overall. We've never had it. Okay, we've never had it. So I think we deserve it, and I hope we do get it. Chances are we're not, though, based on our history of drafts. So we're still going to get a good player. So Ducks fans, don't worry about Connor Bedard. Okay, as much as I would like to see him as a Duck, chances are it's not going to happen. But we're still going to get a really good player in this draft. We're going to get a top 5 pick, guaranteed. Okay, guaranteed. And the top 5 in this draft class are very good. Okay, so don't worry about who we end up with and what position we end up in the draft. Not a big deal. Listen, I'm ending this video. I want everybody to get out and watch. I know it's hard for Ducks fans to watch these games, to get out there and support your team. I do it every day. Every night they play, I know I'm just watching to see this a result that's going to piss me off, but I watch it anyway because I enjoy Ducks hockey. I like hockey, period. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this team can become. So, Dallas Eakins has to go. Hashtag fire Dallas Eakins. Let's keep that rolling. Looking forward to some trades and some off-season stuff. And before the deadline coming up here in the next few months, everybody needs to get excited. It's hard to watch, I know, but get excited because we're going to be making lots of moves and things are going to happen just like last season. Okay, last season, if you remember, Hampus Lindholm, Josh Manson, Ricky Rack, Ricard Raquel, and Nick Delorier, all gone. Okay, 4 players that I actually really liked, gone. And we've got draft picks and some, prospects and stuff like that for them. And so you're going to see the same thing this year. Klingberg, Shattenkirk, definitely gone. You could see players like Henrique and Silverberg, who have a couple more years on their current contract with the Anaheim Ducks, moved as well. So we'll see. Not sure. Either way, it's going to be exciting. Love you guys. Go down, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Let's blow this channel up. Keep it moving. Need your help doing that, so let's do it, okay? See you in the next one. Bye. Check, cut. Hey, it's Friday the 13th. Oh, man. We're talking some